Michael loads up.
Guess what? This will be the 697th time he dusted us.
Oh.
Or close to it.
Yeah, all right. Very superstitious fellow.
Yes, sir.
Has to dust you off every night before he plays. There's Dickie Simpkins. Simpkins has been starting. Big Country Bryant Reeves, 6th overall pick in the June draft. The Bulls have been big news here in Vancouver all week. Autograph seekers wherever they've gone. The Bulls are a great lobby team. They get a lot of attendance in the lobbies of these hotels they stay at. Harvey and Longley on the tip, controlled by the Grizzlies. Here's Greg Anthony. Watched by Jordan to start. Reeves on the block against Longley. Big Country with the first 2 points of the night. Scotty wants Luke down low. Reeves cleans the rebound. Anthony on the run. Anthony on the penetration. First foul of the ball game coming up. Scottie Pippen on a reach. Picks up his first.
There's a little drive down the lane. Pip just sort of tries to back up, but he gets caught for the foul.
So Greg Anthony at the free throw line hits on his first. Anthony has played well in the last 2 games, averaging 19 points, 9 assists, shooting 55% from the field in his last 2 contests. And Vancouver leads it 4-0, just underway in this first quarter. Pippen against King. Scotty wanted Michael to cut across the lane a little bit earlier there. Trying to get it inside of Luke Longley. Got a foul coming up. It's on Bryant Reeves, Big Country's first.
Looked like they struggled a little bit offensively on this play down the court. I didn't know what they were trying to get here, but Luke went back door on the play.
Harper sets it up to Pippen. Longley on the block against Reeves. Wanted to go back door to Scotty. Luke in close. Knocked out of bounds by Reeves. It'll belong to Chicago. What they want to do is get the ball inside of Luke Longley and let him use his size and experience on Big Country. Longley sets the screen for Harper. Michael at the arc for 2.
Long deuce.
Grizzlies by 2 now here in the early going. Anthony sets up the play. Chris King off the screen by Harvey. King has 2 points, and the lead is 4 for Vancouver. Pippen looking to post Chris King. Now takes him to the hole. Simpkins on the follow.
Pip thought he was hammered on a play, but a nice follow-up.
Harvey. Blue Edwards. Vancouver by 2. King tried a nice feed inside of Harvey, knocked out of bounds by Michael Jordan. It'll belong to the Grizzlies with 7 to go on the shot clock. Bulls are break even with these uniforms if you're concerned about that. Longley retrieves to Pippen. Scotty allows the offense to assemble. Simpkins against Harvey. Reeves the rebound. And the crowd appreciates the effort by Bryant Reeves here in the early going. Anthony driving on Harper. Longley the rebound. Pippen pulls up for 3. Harvey to Anthony. Grizzlies on the run. King right back to Anthony. Wants a screen from Reeves and gets it. Nicely done on the reverse.
Greg Anthony getting a chance to freewheel a little bit. He was under a structure in New York, and you didn't see him get to use that talent.
And he's got some quicks about him, Red. We saw it at UNLV. You're right, he was handcuffed in Pat Riley's system in New York. This is Scotty. Harvey up high for the rebound. He started at center against Minnesota the other night. Anthony running the floor. Blue Edwards can hit the three. Anthony resets the offense. 10 to go on the shot clock. Left-hand corner of your screen. 5 to go. Tough pass into Reeves, stolen by Pippen. Jordan to Longley. Right back to Michael. Ring it up. Jordan second from the field. He has 4. Bulls still trail by 2 in the early going. Ten to go on the shot clock for King. This is Harvey on the block against Jordan. Blue Edwards at the arc for 3. Harvey the rebound. Anthony gave up the 3, took the 2. And here comes Jordan. Oh, nice feed. Dickey Simpkins in close.
Half court feed from Michael. No look. Dickey with the pinch post running down the court.
And we're tied at 8. Anthony again setting the floor. Blue Edwards off the screen by Reeves. Simpkins all alone for the rebound. Simpkins to Michael. Third from the field. 6 points for Jordan, and the Bulls take their first lead of the night.
I like this building. They have people right on the floor, right next to you. It's like you're in a little bit of a pit. It's going to be great when this team gets a little better.
Anthony on the run, and the foul is coming up. Looked like it was on Luke Longley. And on Luke, it's his first, second on the team. Break in the action, Greg Anthony. The Vancouver Grizzlies trailing the Bulls by 2.
Need a break? Yeah! Well, come on! The Monopoly game is bigger, better, and back at McDonald's. Just order any of these McDonald's food favorites to get your game piece. Win instantly, or collect and win. Cruises, Dodge Vipers, cash, $1 million.
Wow! Sega Saturn with the Daytona USA game.
With over 100 million new prizes, this is your best holiday break ever.
I won!
You won!
Gotta Go's come in 2 kinds. Not so good.
That tooth has gotta go.
And good.
Got the flowers, Mark. Now, when are you sending you?
Well, for the good kind, Southwest Airlines has Gotta Go fares from $19 on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays.
I'm real lonely.
But hurry, because the going isn't always this good.
Mom, I gotta go!
Southwest, the low-fare airline.
4th and inches. Coach Bannon, he likes to punt.
Huh? No way. Oh. Check this out.
Sony Desk Cube night. First 10,000 fans entering United Center receive a Bulls Desk Cube compliments of Sony. There's Dennis Rodman and a little quiz for you. What's the color?
Well, I'm not looking at the color. The shirt is some kind of a Trooper's shirt.
I think it's L.A., isn't it?
L.A. Trooper shirt.
Or maybe California State Police. I'm not sure.
You and Jack Haley talking it over. There it is. Officer Rodman. Greg Anthony to shoot a couple. As you mentioned, he got fouled by Luke Longley. Luke picked up his first, and Greg Anthony makes the free throw.
That snaps a 6-0 Bulls run that had given them the lead. Bulls off 46% from the field here in the early going of the first quarter. Vancouver at about 38%. Greg Anthony with 6 points. A little pressure in the backcourt. Scottie Pippen against Chris King. 6.5 to go for the quarter. Longley the high screen. Pippen on the block. Oh, nice move. Beautiful move by Pippen. Bulls by 2. A little trap in the backcourt. They get the ball out of the hands of Anthony. Harvey trying to create down the lane. Nicely done. John, that's something we should see a lot of here tonight. They talked about it this morning at the shoot-around where the Bulls had their light practice, and that is they want to get the ball out of Greg Anthony's hands as early as they can, so you might see some half-court trap.
Well, you saw what happened. He just took the ball and went.
Pippen on the drive, didn't get the foul. Reaves the rebound. Blue Edwards. King lets it go from the baseline. Up over the backboard, it'll be Bulls ball.
What I was going to say is Harvey got the ball at midcourt. There was no pressure on him. He took it down the lane, and somebody made a quick stab, but he made the lay-in. So you better come up to that outlet man and make him give it up again, too.
It's Brian Winters. We got to know him, of course, in his days with the Cleveland Cavaliers and then the Atlanta Hawks. Good to see him get an opportunity to be a head coach.
Oh, yes. And then when he was a player with the Milwaukee Bucks, he used to keep that pressure on the Bulls.
Fresh shot clock for the Bulls. Scotty finds Michael.
That's his first miss.
Here comes King to Edwards. Blue Edwards wide open. Off the Bulls. Combination of Pippen and Jordan. It'll belong to the Grizzlies.
You notice that the Bulls have to keep Michael and Scotty back there with Dennis Rodman out to make sure that they get some rebounding.
Take a look at those guys. Not only are they averaging 53 points a game between them, but 16 rebounds as well. Big country in the lane. A little awkward shot there as Dickie Simpkins had stopped him. Pippen bumped all the way by Chris King, and the foul on King is his first, and that is the second on the Grizzlies. Under 5 minutes to go, first quarter. Bulls and Grizzlies tied at 12. Harper wants Pippen in the post against King.
Off the glass. Nope. Straight in.
Scotty has 4. Bulls have come out and hit 7 of their first 16 shots, just under 50%. Blue Edwards threw it away to Pippen. Here comes Ronnie Harper.
Nice steal by Pip. Harper gets his first basket. The Bulls put some little defensive pressure on the top of the key and get away with the fast break.
Scotty with a couple of steals here in this first quarter now. The Bulls average, what, about 9 steals a game as a team.
Michael's about 6 now in the league, but Scotty's not anywhere to be seen.
Bulls have been on a serious run of late. Time winding down to the shot clock, and Anthony unable to save.
There was 2 seconds on the clock, but it did go into the backcourt. Brian Winter, Lyle Hollins sitting there on his left as you watch the screen.
If I'm not mistaken, Brian Winters was an All-America basketball player at South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Played on some teams. Do you remember a kid by the name of John Roach?
Oh, yes. He went into the ABA with the New York Nets and did an outstanding job.
He was a shooter out of New York who went to South Carolina. Harper on the finger roll. Nicely done. Little right hand from the left side. Harper has 4. Going to be Grizzlies basketball. Coach Phil Jackson just 4 wins away from becoming the all-time leader in Bulls history. Bryant Reeves on the block.
He draws a second foul on Luke Longley, a shooting foul. He got in the lane. He hesitated and got Luke to put that hand up. So that's only the 3rd foul on the the 4th foul on the Bulls, but he'll shoot 2. There he is. There's a hesitation, and Luke got him on the hand. So Bill Wennington will come in for him. Well, we got 1 quick second. Jeff and Sherry Newman are here in Vancouver celebrating their 25th wedding anniversary. She got a diamond watch, and his gift was a trip to see the Bulls play here. So a nice one from Northbrook. Jeff and Sherry, the big guy, country, bangs it off the rim, shooting 50% from the line. He split his free throws.
And there is Bill Wennington coming on for Luke Longley. And the point on Luke Longley you made earlier today, John, and certainly it's a valid one. When Luke comes off, in that first quarter. If he's only got a foul, maybe 2 fouls, but 6, 7, 8 points, then you know he's going to have a good night. He comes off with 2 fouls here, no points thus far. He had some chances early in the game in close. Big Country, true to form, splits his free throws.
Bill Wennington sporting a shiner.
Yeah, where'd he get hit?
He got hit by Trent.
Gary Trent in that Portland game.
Yeah.
Skip pass to Pippen, right back to Simpkins in the lane. Nice move. Good ball movement by the Bulls that time. 6 for Simpkins.
Bulls have put some good defense on down in this stretch now.
Bulls enjoy a 7-point lead. Anthony for 3. Ring it up.
Went behind that screen, and he ends up with his 9 points here in the first quarter.
The lead is 4 for the Bulls. Wennington on the block against Bryant Reeves. Double down from Anthony. Harper. Simpkins in close. Took Harvey off his shoulder and then went to the right side for the jam.
He's sitting there talking to Greg Anthony.
Jordan on the intercept. Harper had it stripped away by Anthony. Oh, great move by Anthony around Simpkins. 4-on-1. Harvey.
And the foul on the play. Bill Wennington on the tail end of that. Nice steal. You called it all. Nice steal on the play by Anthony, and we got a timeout.
Take a look at it again. Anthony to Harvey with authority. This is what you do when you're in close. Make no doubt about it.
Making the difference, I'm making it.
The new Toyotas are here, and for
It's the third game of the season. Just after the third game of the season went on the injured list, and we talked to Chip Schaefer, the Bulls trainer, on the situation with Rodman.
Well, right now, Dennis continues to improve on a daily basis in his rehab program. His strength, range of motion, and all the factors that we consider important in his rehab are continuing to improve. He's been about 3 weeks to the day today, in fact, when he re-injured it in shoot-around in Cleveland. And we hope that probably after a couple of good hard practices next Monday and Tuesday, they'll be able to return maybe as soon as next Wednesday against New York.
Certainly, it would be great to have him back in the lineup. And by the way, if I was remiss and didn't mention, the color is green tonight on the hair. For those of you who keep track of those things. And by the way, the truck kept track of the Bulls record in these brand new road uniforms. It's 2-2 thus far. John, they're supposed to play 12 games with these uniforms. Now, are they trying to get all 12 games out of the way early, or is this something they're doing before Christmas? If you know what I mean.
Happened, the uniforms went sour on this trip to Red One. Somebody put hot water in with them, I guess, and there's a pink streak where white is supposed to be. So
that'd be a nice
see
color.
This one, yeah.
Exactly. See if they get to how quick those uniforms get to the stores. Harvey at the free throw line completes a 3-point play on the foul on Bill Wennington prior to the timeout. By the way, McDonald's will donate $25 to charitables every time a Bulls player slam dunks in tonight's game. Chicago lead 1-7 is down to 3, and we've got a foul coming up.
Wennington on the offensive foul.
His second
non-team foul. Oh, Pippen. That's his second. Okay, I thought it was Bill Wennington with that one.
Scotty picks up his second personal. Blue Edwards. Tony Kukoc in the lineup now for the Bulls.
Chip Schaefer just checking now to see if that, and then they get one on this end. The Big Country picks up the foul.
Reeves on a push. Third.
See, they're going to correct it.
Foul is on Bill Wennington, not on Scotty Pippen.
Right,
you had it
right.
Wennington against Big Country down low. Simpkins off a screen by Wennington. Bryant Reeves with the rebound. Blue Edwards. Reeves has 4 rebounds here in this first quarter. Ball tipped from behind, I believe, by Harper. Harvey with 10 to go on the shot clock. This is Anthony.
He almost went behind the backboard on that play to get rid of the shot. 11 for Anthony.
He had to put some air under that one. Harper swings loose. Finds Wennington. Harper knocked it out of bounds. So it'll belong to the Grizzlies, who trail by just one with 57.5 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
Michael's sitting down, getting a little bit of a rest, and Tony Kukoc has been in his place.
Grizzlies shooting at about 47% from the field as Michael Jordan has a seat on the bench. Under a minute to go, first quarter. Vancouver bidding to take the lead. A Harvey to the right hand, left it short. Simpkins the rebound. He's had a good first quarter. Harper given the open shot outside, goes to Pippen. Drive, and he drew contact and a foul. Fouls on Big Country up. No, it's on Antonio Harvey.
Pip beats his man. He goes up on the shot as he beats Byron Scott. Comes down to baseline, goes up, closes his eyes, knows, oh, there's going to be traffic there. Take another look as he goes down. Here they come to try to close the door. Randy Brown comes in the game also for Dickie Simpkins with the last 32.6. And Pip had struggled from the free throw line. He's had all kinds of problems in Seattle. He was 2 out of 11 from there, but
overall on the trip, John, he's 5 for 17. Splits a pair here. The Bulls lead is 2. Randy Brown checks in. On the drive, Anthony right by everybody, and a foul called. Brown on the push, his first.
This is very similar to the way the trip has gone. Every point guard has had their way with the Bulls. They haven't come up with wins, but they've come up with an awful lot of points and beating guys to the basket. And here goes Greg Anthony up, and he's fouled by Brown. 11 points in the first quarter for Anthony. Make it 12.
Anthony Avent coming in for the Grizzlies. And he replaces Big Country Bryant Reeves. Reeves with 3 points, 6 rebounds in that first quarter. Steve Kerr checks in with 23.1 seconds remaining. And Ron Harper leaves. Harp has a seat on the bench. 4 points and 2 from the field for Harper. Anthony puts in on a pair. He's got 13 points. 13 of the 23 Vancouver points of this first quarter. Ties the Grizzly record for number of points in a quarter. Pippen against King. Time winding down. Scotty finds Wennington spotting up. And the Canadian native makes good on his first from the field. King hustling, trying to beat the clock. Let it go in time. And it's off the heel of the rim. The end of one complete here in Vancouver. Phil Jackson of the Chicago Bulls hold a 2-point lead over the home-standing expansionists from Vancouver. The Bulls battle the Orlando Magic at Sterling Plumbing Group Travel Mug Night. First 10,000 fans entering United Center receive a Bulls travel mug. Compliments of Sterling Plumbing Group. Along with our producer-director, Arnie Harris, Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Red Kerr from the great Canadian Northwest, Vancouver, British Columbia. Phil Jackson of the Chicago Bulls on top of the Vancouver Grizzlies as we start the second quarter. The numbers of the first quarter, pretty good shooting period for the Bulls. They were out-rebounded slightly by the Grizzlies, but 5 turnovers by the Grizzlies allowed the Bulls to capitalize. Jordan goes to work here in the second quarter. Had it partially blocked. Harvey comes up with it. Derek Martin in the game now. King stopped by Jordan. Martin and Byron Scott at the guards. Harvey and King of the forwards, and Anthony Avent also up front. Harvey will actually play the center position, but it's like having 3 forwards in the lineup. From deep, Byron Scott for 3. He could still shoot it.
He's got a second here. I just heard of a big trade in the NBA. The 76ers trade Sean Bradley and others to the Nets for Derek Coleman. We'll let you know a little bit later what happens there. That is a huge trade for both of those teams.
Anthony Avent picks up the foul here. His first on the team. Well, that is a big trade. Huge trade. Kukoc on the turnaround. A little too strong. Avent the rebound. Derek Martin sets it up. We haven't seen Eric Murdoch or Eric Mobley thus far in the ball game for the Grizzlies, the newly acquired players from Milwaukee in the Benoit Benjamin trade. Scott with the dish in close. 5 to go on the shot clock.
3 seconds are going to be okay. Step. What did he do? Knock it out?
Well, apparently, yes.
Had to be 3 seconds.
4 seconds ago on the shot clock.
Scott was in there that long, but
King had to force a shot.
Offensive foul.
Yeah.
So Derek Martin picks up an offensive foul.
Make it Chris King.
Is it Chris King?
Chris King with the off arm, warding off the defender. Picks up the foul, his second. Wennington up high. Steve Kerr. Kerr and Jordan seeing a lot of time together on the floor. Kukoc backing in with 6 to go on the shot clock. Tony creates to the left. Tony had it stripped away. Wennington comes up with it. Fresh shot clock for the Bulls. Kukoc.
Gently off the glass. Tony in the hole dealing. I love to see that.
At 6'10", he's got an advantage height-wise over most of the people covering him, especially if he's playing the 3 spot. Byron Scott, a lot of standing around there, and we get a foul coming up off the ball.
Steve Kerr or Tony? One of them.
Going to be on Tony. His first on the team. Still having a discussion, I think, with the fans behind the Bulls bench. Martin lets it go from deep. Wennington the rebound. Kerr to Randy Brown. Kukoc again trying to post up on Antonio Harvey. Tony, tough shot there. Good defense by Harvey. Martin to Avent. Wennington trying to clear, and he does to Brown. Here comes Kukoc. And they set up the offense. Wennington on the trail. Kerr to Jordan. They cleared it out for him. Turnaround over Scott. The tip by Tony won't go, but Wennington cleans it up. Bill with 4. 3 minutes gone by, second quarter. Bulls by 3. Avent to the right hand. 1 point Chicago advantage. Kukoc again on the post. Finds Wennington off a screen by Jordan. Bit of a force there, but nothing but net. Wennington over Anthony Avent. Took advantage of his height advantage. The lead is 3 for Chicago. Derek Martin setting it up. Byron Scott had it stripped away, but a foul coming up, and it's on Randy Brown, his second personal, second on the team. There is a look at Randy Brown. Derek Martin again sets it up. Martin released by Minnesota November 3rd. Seeing some meaningful playing time with the Grizzlies now. Avent couldn't make it go. Wennington's outlet pass knocked away, nearly stolen by Harvey. He lost the handle out of bounds.
We got a second here. Rachel Brennan, who is Margot Kerr's sister, is recovering from severe head injury suffered in an accident. She watches from Salt Lake City on WGN. She's improving steadily and doing well, and Steve just wanted to say good luck. Hope you feel better from he and Margot.
Absolutely. We'll pass along our best wishes as well.
Yes.
Bulls leading by 3. Jordan's got it cleared. 10 to go on the shot clock now. Kerr is open for 3. Jason Caffey in the ball game now for the Bulls. Longley. Michael. And he got a push right here on the drive. Byron Scott's first personal. That is the second on the team. Big country Bryant Reeves coming back into the contest for the Grizzlies. Reeves back on. Antonio Harvey has a seat on the bench, and right away got a foul coming up.
Anthony Aven.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize him. He normally wears 00. Yeah, I saw 34 out there. Didn't know where it came from.
You know, in his career, he's usually been 00 wherever he's been. Aven picks up his second personal. That's 3 on the team now. Brian
Winter's trying to play a little matchup. He knows Reeves had pretty good success against Luke starting the game out.
Longley goes to work. Luke gets his own rebound. Foul coming up here. Timeout called on the floor by Vancouver. The foul is on Anthony Aven, reaching in. It's his third personal foul. 4th on the team. Break of the action with the visitors from Chicago, leading by 3. Drawing it up on the blackboard, so to speak. Actually, the whiteboard, if you will. Phil Jackson in the Bulls huddle. Bulls on the offensive glass have done the job here tonight. Rebounding overall. Take a look at the advantage for Chicago there, and then go to the offensive glass, and it's 8-1 favor of the Bulls. You'll win games with those kinds of numbers. Hey, on Tuesday, December 19th, the Bulls battle the Dallas Mavericks. It's Miller Lite Lovables poster night. First 10,000 fans 21 and older entering United Center receive a Bulls Lovables poster, compliments of Miller Lite. Hey, and while we have a chance, John, we should mention one of the hot items of the holiday season is coming
Christmas,
up.
Yes.
The Bulls Wives organization teammates will be selling the custom designed ornament holiday season here at the United Center coming up on December 8th, 13th, 16th, and 22nd. This is the ornament for your Christmas tree or your holiday decorating. 30th anniversary logo.
Yeah. A player's signatures on it sure is always a great gift around this time of the year. Luke Longley scratches into the column with his first point. He's got a free throw.
And if I'm not mistaken, you can only buy one of those at the United Center on those dates I mentioned.
From the teammates.
Luke makes good on a pair at the line. His first 2 points of the night.
By the way, those proceeds go to charitables on those two. So the Bulls try to steal the ball. They come along. White shirts were there.
Pressure in the backcourt. Jordan and Caffey that time. And they continue the pressure. Byron Scott. Steve Kerr tipped it for a moment. Scott clears it ahead. Martin sets up the offense. Down to 8 to go on the shot clock. That's what that backcourt pressure does. It gives you less time once you get it into your zone. Kukoc trying to control the board. Aven off the glass.
It seems to always show up on his road trips, especially if the Bulls do not get the ball cleanly, they get a basket.
Michael, no look to Tony. Kerr off the screen by the waiter.
Got him on the hand.
Foul coming up here. Derek Martin on his first.
Steve comes around. Martin a little slow getting to him. Steve recognizes that. Goes up, gets hit across the right hand, and we'll try for a couple free throws here.
Bulls, after shooting 52% of the first quarter, Red, have gone cold here in the second quarter, shooting about 25%. Steve Kerr on his first. He's shooting at about 83% from the foul line thus far this season.
You know, Kim is here from Moretti's in Chicago. Watched the Hawks play last night to a tie, and now watching the Bulls. And Steve drops the second one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if you're from Chicago, this was the week to be in Vancouver, British Columbia. Yep. Hawks last night, Bulls tonight. Caffey the steal.
He missed the left-hand stuff. A little pressure on him, but
Byron Scott the pull-up.
A long deuce for Byron Scott. He has been around. He's been with the Showtime Lakers. He's done an outstanding job at Indiana.
Well, you know the note on him. Here's Jordan for 3. Anthony Aven the rebound. King on the penetration. An air ball. And the Bulls back the other way. Kukoc to Kerr for 3.
Whoa.
And a little error there, too.
Yeah, missed to the left there. He gets a little Bronx cheer here in Vancouver.
Blue Edwards is in for Chris King. Greg Anthony is in for Derek Martin in the Grizzly lineup. Well, the note on Byron Scott is that in his 12 years in the NBA, the team he's played on has made the playoffs every year. I think that might be broken if he spends the year here in Vancouver. Scott, again, if he gets room. Avent on the tip. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by the Grizzlies, Anthony Avent.
I know how good a record that is, Wayne. I played 12 years in the NBA, always played in the playoffs. The 2 years I coached the Bulls, we were in the playoffs.
Well, you had a 14-year streak going then.
Yeah, that was very nice. That was a lot of fun when you don't have to go home the last day of the season.
Exactly. Pick up a little change. Luke to the left hand. Tony banging on the boards. Reeves takes it away on the steal. Anthony, good move to get around Kerr. Avent mishandles at the baseline. 10 to go on the shot clock. Double team from Longley. Avent threw it away. Kukoc to Jordan. Oh, what a move.
Yeah, he almost missed it, too. He went around the inside. The first basket of second quarter for MJ. He's got 8.
Bulls lead is 5. Their biggest lead of the night was 7. Scott to Big Country. Reeves over Longley.
That's a very blockable shot he shoots. He doesn't get high on it. He puts it right in your face. Get that. If you play in his right hand, I think you stop him.
Timeout called by the Bulls. 4:07 to go in this first half. Phil Jackson, some words with Luke Longley as we head to the break.
It's time for the $15,000.
In Vancouver, the Bulls leading by 3. And don't forget, on Wednesday, December 6th, when the Bulls battle the Knicks, it's Sony Desk 10,000 entering United Center. Get a Bulls Desk Cube. Compliments of Sony. Along with our producer director Arnie Harris, associate director John Big Country Walgren, who got up here early. Mr. Kerr almost beat you into the great Northwest. Janice Devine on our graphics tonight. Wayne Larrabee, Johnny Redker, good to have you with us. I know it's late night back in the Central Time Zone and East Coast, wherever you're watching. Scottie Pippen on the inbounds. Bulls have been cold here in this second quarter compared to what they did in the first quarter. Jordan threading through traffic. Left it a little short. Longley keeps it alive. It'll belong to the Grizzlies. Last touch by Chicago. Bulls by 3. It's been a low scoring first half.
Well, you usually find it because they like to control it and play with it, with that ball in the half court for about 22, 23 seconds.
Reeves on the drive. He traveled.
Had the right idea, but he couldn't get it from that brain. It's a 7 feet, the top of his head to the feet. That's it. You know what you want to do?
Big Country says, I thought you were supposed to get away with that in this league. Not if you're a rookie. Jordan left it short. Caffey. Good springs on those legs. Jason the rebound. They rotate to Pip. Scotty with his third from the field.
If you want to stay long in this NBA, you don't give Michael one shot and then get a rebound and give Scotty another shot.
Yeah, exactly. Coming up on 3 minutes to go. First half.
Ooh, Michael knew the passing lane. Blue Edwards hasn't scored here yet.
Byron Scott watched by Scottie Pippen. Avent picked up by Randy Brown, or I should say Greg Anthony around the screen by Avent. Longley the rebound. Pippen no look to Caffey. Offensive foul. Anthony had position.
Anthony ran back. The only way he can defend the center position is to hope to pick up the offensive foul. Caffey does not see him at all. Watch this. Caffey runs. The man is right there. Nothing you can do about that.
2.5 to go. First half. Reeves against Longley.
Nice move by Brian Reeves, taking the ball in strong.
7 for Reeves. Chicago lead is 3. Jordan on the block against Scott. Into traffic.
And Michael just a tad short on those plays. He's getting where he wants to be.
Blue Edwards.
That's his first 2 points of the night.
Transition bucket for the Grizzlies. Draws them to within 1. 2 minutes left to go. First half. Seven to go on the shot clock for the Bulls. Longley low post with 3 to go. Randy Brown drops in his first from the field. The lead is 3 once again. Anthony on the penetration.
Is anybody there? Hello.
15 for Greg Anthony. His first 2 points, however, of this second quarter. The lead is 1 for Chicago. Brown to Pippen. Nice feed. Good turn by Scotty at the baseline. A minute left to go. This first half of play. This is Greg Anthony.
Screen roll up high with Reeves.
Yep, there it is. Reeves rolled clear, too. Anthony didn't see him. Blue Edwards. Pippen on the run. Under a minute to go in the half.
Oh, he wanted to take it, but he didn't.
Longley out on the floor at the elbow.
Reeves, everything long, everything off the iron. Nothing smooth up there. I don't know if this is a tough place to shoot for him.
Shot clock on the left, game clock on the right. At the shoot around, Phil Jackson was talking about that this morning. He's talking to his team. He said you need good spacing on your rebounds because these rims are tight. Ball's going to pop out of there. Avent, 3 to go on the shot clock. Gave it up. Here comes Randy Brown to Scottie Pippen to beat the buzzer, and the foul is on Scott with 3.8 seconds remaining. Let's pause here for station identification.
This is America's #1 sports station, WGN-TV, Chicago.
Back at General Motors Place. Coming up at halftime. Dan Rowan will be standing by with an update on the sports. Pippen makes good on his first of the line. Timeout taken here. 20-second timeout taken by the Grizzlies. Pippen now in double digits with 10. Has one more coming up at the line. 3.8 seconds remain in this first half. And the Bulls by 4. Bulls coming off a Tuesday night win at Portland. 107-104.
Well, they've got a chance. 3.8 if they get it to the right man. Anthony, they've got a chance to get it down.
Should say they come off that win over Portland on Monday night. They were up here on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then today the game. Down to L.A. after the contest tonight. 2 days in Los Angeles, and that wraps up the longest road trip of the season. Scottie Pippen with the second of 2.
Michael's on the runway. Oh, and he missed the ball. He had a shot at it.
Byron Scott to beat the clock. Foul by Scotty with 0.4 of a second remaining.
Outside the three-point circle. Let's see what he says here. No. Scottie Pippen at 33. He's inside. So they get to that play on that last free throw. Scotty missed it short. Michael was on the runway. He was right in there, but the ball came off so quick. He didn't have a chance for it.
There's Scottie Pippen, only a second personal foul.
So King is put in the game to guard Michael, who's down at the other end. You know, Tony's going to try to throw the ball long, and there's no chance for the beautiful play that they ran at Portland where Michael caught it, threw it over his shoulder to Scotty cutting for the layup.
That was a gorgeous move. 6 points now for Byron Scott off the bench. And he could bring the Grizzlies to within 2.
Amen. So you're right. He's questioning the coach. He says, 2 of you guys go guard Michael on this play. And he's saying, what? We already got a guy down there. He said, I know it. Get both of you down there.
7 for Byron Scott. Kukoc lets it go at the horn and nearly got it. So the first half comes to a close. Bill Jackson and company play on the lead.
Welcoming Chris Webber to his lineup for the first time this year. Chris backing. He's home again, but George Murasan was somewhere else, at least for that moment. Cleveland's in town. Danny Ferry firing. He had 16 in the first half. Cavs had a 3-point lead. As for Webber, first game since the shoulder surgery from Juwan Howard, looking like he'd never left there. Washington could not catch